All right. We are here. I got Justin, the Flip-Flop-Fletchlings coach, and myself, the commish J Charizard No. 6. We're just going to be doing some commentary on the finals matchup between Honolulu Pyukumukus and Sao Paulo Excadrills. What's going on, Justin?
What's up? I'm doing good. How about you?
Life is good, man. Today was nuts. I think everybody was kind of waiting for this match to start, this semifinal match between Psych and Vitor, and it didn't disappoint. He won just as we all thought he would. Like, nothing against Psych or anything, but it just seems like Vitor's in a league of his own. Like, he's kind of just making the league look like his own personal playground right now. So, and if you just look at the stats on the screen right now, like I guess you can't see them, but man, like the season stats are just insane. Like, you've got everyone finished 5-3 or less, except for the two finalists. Like, you got what's it called? Honolulu and Vitor. They both finished 7-1, 14-5 wins losses. Honolulu had a little bit more 4-0 wins, which is we'll get to because it's pretty nuts. But their kill-death ratio is just nuts. Like, plus 23 and plus 19. No one even comes close. The next one's plus 10. Like, it's just they're in a league of their own, and you can just tell by the way they played their matches. So, but you actually ended up playing one of them. You want to talk about what that was like, or you just want to kind of forget it?
Okay, yeah. My match with Vitor, like, I've been friends with Vitor for like a long time.
Oh yeah.
The way he plays is just crazy. Like, I just had to totally change my play style. I prepped so long for the match, and outcome still was not that desirable. Vitor, like, he just makes plays that are so crazy.
Yeah, I noticed his switch-ins. His switch-ins are just nuts. Like,
like, yeah, Vitor just makes really good plays, reads. His prep is awesome.
Yeah, and it shows. Like, I'm just gonna go back to like his season stats here. Like, he's like, just looking at this is just insane. I think this is showing up on the screen here. So yeah, okay. So you just look at his like kill deaths. Like, Corviknight is just bonkers, 13-4. Primarina 14-7. Like, the only Pokemon that really died more than they killed were literally just setup Pokemon. like Klefki, you're not like it finished 3-4. Yeah. A prankster Pokemon finished with 3 kills, 4 deaths. Like that. Like, it's just like it's. There's a reason I did these stats, and like his Haxorus never died, dude. His Haxorus never died the entire season. It's just ridiculous. So, yeah, it's a regular season. He could have finished first or second, but that match between him and Honolulu when they went head-to-head in Week 7, was it Week 7 or 8? I think it was, week 7. Yeah, Honolulu's pretty pissed about that. He's definitely going into this match remembering what happened. He got O2'd. So he's definitely looking for some redemption there. But some big Pokemon. So let's talk. We've already talked about Vitor a bit, but let's talk about Honolulu Pyukumukus. So we've got it up right here. So, man, he didn't have like another team that just didn't die. Like if you just look at the team stats, like, I know you don't really have the stats up right now, but like if you just look at like the team stats in general, he went 50-27. The next team that died less than that was the Fiery Infernape's, and he didn't even play 2 of his games. Like, so he didn't get any deaths recorded, and so he basically only played 6 games when it comes to his deaths. And it's funny because I actually was talking to him. I talked to all you guys before the draft, and he actually just kind of said, well, I'm not available to draft my team. Can you just do it for me? I'm like, yeah, if you give me a list, sure. He sends me the I wish I still had it. I could probably find it. I might even just kind of embarrass him a little bit because, like, if he wins, who cares, right? But he sent me this guide of, like, who to pick, and I looked at it and I'm like, huh? Like I thought you just wanted to like give me a list. like it was like, if you get this guy first, pick this guy second. If he's not available, then get this guy. And if this guy, if it's raining outside, make sure this guy comes along. Like, and I'm just like, dude.
Yeah, these two teams, you can tell like, when you look at their teams, they're not very good. But like,
no, they don't. Like
of their like skill to battle.
Yeah, like the fact that
when I look at Vitor's team, I'm like, okay, Hexers.
Yeah.
Primarina. I mean, they're good Pokemon, but like not anything too crazy. And like their wins have been solely based on their skill and and their abilities to like prep for matches and play well.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like you could just tell, like, and I think that's really going to kind of set a benchmark for next season's draft. It definitely has affected the way I'm going to do it. Like my first round pick was Dracovish. Figured it was a safe bet, like, oh, you just pick the most hardest hitting thing in the league, right? Possibly, and everyone just prepped for it, and I couldn't really use it. Everybody was just, okay, I'll just prep for Dracovish and Rain, and, so when I drafted my team, I just kind of went, okay, let's pick some teams. Who would be good on a Rain team? And I picked a bunch of guys good on a Rain team, but the guys facing me are just like, well, let me just stop Rain. Hence my 3-5 record. So it's definitely going to change the way I draft my team. But if you look at Primarina was the first round pick for Vitor, and Dusclops was for.
To me too. I was gonna pick Primarina.
First round, eh?
Yeah.
It's funny, he wasn't even on my radar for first round, and that just goes to show, like, you guys were playoff teams and I wasn't, right? So, but if you look back at this draft, man, like I actually haven't looked at these drafts, like this draft order, since the draft, actually. And, man, Volcarona was picked first round. Man, like G-Max and Teleon, first round. Talonflame, first round. Like, Politoed, first round. Like, actually, he was technically first pick of the second round. But you see the better teams, just the way they drafted is like, man, it's just like, it's going to change the way that I'm going to pick my team. Like, second round, Bolton.
Yeah.
Like, and then Vitor picked G-Max Corviknight. It's just like, what is happening? I probably made a couple of comments saying, okay, really? I'll pick that guy for you. Meanwhile, who's laughing now, right? They're in the finals. So, like, you got, let me see, Flip-Flop. You got Gudra, first round. The MVP was picked first round, so I'd say that kind of worked out.
Yeah, but like towards the end of the season, I stopped bringing as much because people really knew the strat, and it's kind of easy to counter.
Well, yeah, you can always like how did you, like, what was your strategy with Gudra? I forget. Like, I think you and I didn't even play.
Most of the time it was just Ice Shard into Weakness Policy Gudra.
Oh, you got the... So how did you proc the weakness policy on Gudra? You didn't have Comfey.
I drafted Alolan Ninetales. There's also Frostlass and Mr. Rhyme.
Oh, okay, so you had, like, Ice Shard and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and it's funny, that's actually one of those strategies that, like...
You can always just use Follow Me or Fake Out. So that's why it just wasn't as consistent.
Yeah, and it's
as comfy.
It's a tank, too, right? Like, the Gudra, like, if you got the wrong Pokemon out against it, it's like a Ferrothorn. Like, if you don't have the right Pokemon out there to beat it, you're not beating it. Like, Primarina would even have a hard time with that Pokemon because it's so specially defensive, right?
Yeah, I think during our fight, Max Dorfle was a 3-hit KO onto it.
A 3-hit KO, and that's a G-Max Gudra, right?
Yeah.
Or Dynamax Gudra, sorry. But that's insane, though, if you think about it. A top special attacking Pokemon, 3-hit KOs with its max move. Like, that's... Yeah. So you could tell the thing didn't really die this year, so that was kind of cool. But let's talk about more. Like, this draft is just ridiculous. Like, Honolulu Pyukumukus, but I can't even say it. Mamoswine, third round. Like, fourth round was Gardevoir. Okay, that's not a bad pick for an A tier. And then you got where is it? Vitor got Klefki third round, which actually isn't a bad pick. So yeah, it seems like versatile picks. Like Bolton, yeah, that you could make an argument that Bolton was his most valuable Pokemon. like all season, because like it charmed, it what's it called, it electrified, it snarled, it, you know what I mean, it used nuzzle almost on everything.
Strategy against I tried that same strategy against Psych in my playoff match, the electrify strat.
Yeah. Oh, with your what is it, your Heliolisk, right? Yeah, that's hard to counter. Like, especially if you have like a choice scarf on it or something like that. I'm not sure what you had on it, but I remember I saw that strategy. Yeah, let me see. So let's look at the matchup. So we got these two teams. Let me just put them side by side just so we can kind of see. Let me see. Okay, so we've got What's that?
Show your screen for a second.
It might crash the app again. So, but you can actually open up the spreadsheet on. I think I can just share it with you or something. Let me just share it with you. Copy the link. I haven't uploaded it yet. I was planning on doing it so everyone can kind of see it, but let's see here. That way you can kind of see what I'm seeing. Yeah, like I'm just looking at this roster, man. Like, how the hell is he in the finals? Like, Berserker's like a D tier.
I'll need access, but it's fine. I'll just find their teams on the server.
Oh, you don't have access with that?
Yeah.
It should be view only or something. You should be able to at least open it.
Nah.
No, really? Okay, let me do something.
I just put their teams on a separate piece of paper. Not paper, but channel.
Oh yeah, it's in the channel too. Yeah, so like you've got like, I'm looking at Butterfree, Dusclops, Terrakion, and the funny thing about Terrakion is he actually didn't even want it. Because I ran out of Pokemon for him to pick by the end of the draft, and he's just like, well, yeah, I'm not around, whatever, so just kind of pick what you think is good. And I'm like, Terrakion seems pretty good. You know, so his best Pokemon on paper wasn't even picked by him. So, and he used it 4 times, went 3 and 4. So I don't think it had very good synergy with his team. But so just a little fun fact about that selection was actually me. But like Beware, he never used it, but I'm sure he had some friggin' ridiculous strategy for it.
Looking at these teams, like just side by side, I'd say Vitor has an advantage with Primarina.
It does look like on paper he has the better team.
It hits huge. Like it hits like super hard against like a lot of Pyukumukus Pokemon.
Yeah, like a Hyper Voice or something like that with a Life Orb would probably hurt quite a few of his Pokemon. Like, does he even have a counter for it? Like, what does he have? Electric or Grass on his team? Like, yeah, I guess you got his Bolton can.
He has Electric, but he has Raichu for Lightning Rod, Vitor.
Exactly, yeah. So it's like you pair that, and that's actually on the award, one of the nominations, whatever. I think it's winning for Best Duo. Because it's like, how do you kill that friggin' thing, right? And he might be able to throw some grass. I'm not sure of the movesets, but you know, you might be able to get max overgrowth on Gardevoir or something like that, and it hurt it pretty good. And even Trick Room, like what do you do here? Because both teams have both slow and fast modes. Like Arcanine, let's not sleep on Arcanine. He could run a Justified Arcanine and, you know, do like a Brutal Swing or something like that with somebody, or which he hasn't used yet, by the way. So I think we're gonna see some pretty creative strategies. Pretty great. I don't think he has any beat up Pokemon. Like, I know Terrakion gets Justified as well, but I don't think anything could beat it up. Maybe, not that I see.
Oh no, Kangaskhan does. He used Kangaskhan beat up Justified with Arcanine against me.
He did. Of course he did. Of course he did. And you know what? The fact that he's shown it, he might just be thinking like, you know, I can't do it again. This will be boring if I use the same strategy. But yeah, man, I think they're both really excited for this matchup. I think everybody this year kind of knows that they're the best teams, and it's nice to see that the two best teams are in the finals facing each other. Because sometimes, you know, a lucky crit or something like that, or, you know, some bad luck, a misclick is always really brutal to swallow. when that happens. So, it's nice to know that the two teams that probably should be there made it. Yeah, so.
Yeah, my fight with Vitor, I lost to an ally switch prediction. I'm not going to be toxic and be like, oh, I lost because...
No. No. But it's just ally switches.
Like that, but yeah, so I'm not going to complain. It's ally switch.
Well, the funny thing about ally switch is like if it's almost like worse if you know they have it, because you start like, is he gonna use it? Is he not? And then you attack the wrong slot, and you're like, damn it, and then like, when's he gonna use it? When's he not? It's kind of toxic, but hey, it's a move in the game, right? A lot of guys don't like it unless they have it on their team, right? So like I was facing Hammerlock in a match, and he had his Comfey Halucha strategy in the beginning, and I knew he was going to lead it. He led it every single week, every game he ever played, probably why he finished last, but hey, you got to switch it up a little bit. But I knew he was going to do it. I knew exactly this, so I wanted to redirect with Rage Powder or something like that. It kind of worked, and I'd one-shot his Halucha with a Max Lightning. The guy ally switched. And I lost first game. And I'm like, I friggin' hate this move. But yeah, you know what? If they gave it to less guys, like if less Pokemon got it, or if it wasn't priority or something, or nerf it a little bit or something, it might be a little more tolerable. But it's like so many guys get it. Like just, I guess, does he even have an ally switcher on Honolulu's team? I don't even see one. Maybe Gardevoir gets it. Dusclops gets it. I guess that's enough. 2.
Yeah.
And then Vitori's got ally switch probably on Misharna, maybe.
Misharna. Probably Togepi, but you have Follow Me on Togepi.
Yeah, I actually don't know if the Togekiss line gets ally switch. I guess maybe if they do, no one uses it because Follow Me is way better. Unless you're trying to protect the Togekiss. So part of me thinks that they won't get it, because if you have an offensive Togekiss, you just want to... Well, I guess no, because the other guy would want to use ally switch, not you. But yeah, man, this is going to be crazy. I think they're playing on Sunday this week, which would be, just in case anybody's interested, next Sunday is the 15th. Mark your calendars. But yeah, man, it should be good. These teams are both really, really good. Like, as soon as Vitor used that Magnet Rise on his Klefki to avoid the ground attack, I was just like, hold on here. This kid's 13, right? And we're all sitting there with jobs, like we think we're smart, and we're getting dusted by this 13-year-old. The semis had 2 13-year-olds facing each other. Like you had Psyche and Vitor, they're both 13, and I'm sitting here watching, right? So, but yeah, so I guess that's pretty much that. Things to watch for. New strategies, I would imagine. Like, I bet there's some things these guys can just pull out of their hat. Like, we haven't, like, let me just look at the Excadrills. Like, what have we not seen? Maybe an offensive Raichu. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he could pull that off. And Dynamax's Raichu or something. But Haxorus may make a return. That'd be pretty cool. Because he did so well in those 2 matches he played, or the 1 match he played. But yeah, that'd be kind of cool. But again, I'm thinking with my 3-5 record mind. So it's like, who am I to understand like what these guys are gonna do? Like, what do you think?
I think Vitor just wins Primarina and goes off. Primarina's so powerful in Series 6.
Yeah. Berserker was arguably Honolulu's best Pokemon, and it pretty much walls that Primarina. Like, I don't think Primarina gets anything that can really hurt it, unless it like 3-hit KOs it or something, or whatever it might be. I think that would probably be its best option. Obviously, if Bolton goes out and just paralyzes everything, that helps. So like a Bolton lead, and then he just throws a Focus Sash on it, and he just starts... Oh, but then you got friggin' Raichu, so he's probably not going to do that. So Wishy-Washy might come back for the finals. Could you imagine, man, if he friggin' wins the championship with Wishy-washy.
Yeah, Wishy-Washy is like a really slept-on Pokemon.
Well, yeah, he picked it. When did he pick Wishy-Washy? I could probably find that really quick. I think I mentioned it earlier. Wishy-Washy. Yeah, my computer's brutal, so I'm not going to be able to find it. But he picked him nonetheless. Like, I was thinking, like, oh, I need Masharna on my team for an F tier, or should I go Kadabra, and, Kadabra's got a decent special attack and, speed stat, that might be a good F tier, and this guy's like, yeah, Wishy-Washy's good for me. Right? And he just Dynamaxes and just wrecks, right? So, yeah, it should be good.
Yeah.
I guess that's pretty much it, really. It's kind of hard to predict what these guys want to do. I might post the video and just kind of leave it in the chat and see what... it's like everybody post your experience against Vitor. Everyone's just like, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah, I was lucky enough not to play either of those two guys, let alone if a team had to play both of them. Like, I haven't even looked to see if, like, who had to play both of those guys. Like... let me see if I can find one. That way I can make fun of them in the chat. Amarillo Patriots. Yeah, I actually wanted to get Slick on there too and talk about... because he faced Honolulu. He actually beat Honolulu. No, he lost. Never mind, he lost. Took him to a Game 3. But yeah, I wanted to talk to him about how he did and what his match was like. Because he played him in the semis as well, right? And unfortunately, he got dusted just like... Yeah. He does. Actually, he didn't get beat that bad, did he? Did he get 2-0 in the playoffs? I think he did.
Not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a sheet for that too. But yeah, he played him well. Actually, he did play them both. Man, friggin' Amarillo Patriots played Vitor and they played Honolulu. Lost them both, obviously. Nothing against him. You're playing the top two teams. And he still ended up making the playoffs. So he basically lost the game against Psych and everybody else he beat. And then he lost again. So the only games he lost was against 1, 2, and another playoff team. So he had a good year. He definitely had a good season. But, all right. Yeah, I guess that pretty much wraps it up. Guys, post in the comments if you guys liked the analysis or whatever it is, just the preview. Thank you, Justin, for joining me. This is kind of fun, actually. Kind of makes it seem like ESPN, but it is very much not so. So yeah, man. Have a good night. Everybody else, pay attention to what's going on. I'm going to be posting Season 2 stuff very soon, but we're going to wait for the season to clear up. And yeah, man, root on your favorite 1 or 2 seed. And we'll go from there. I'll see you guys in the chat.
See ya.
All right, see you, bro.